Uttaretatmanatmanam Natmanam avasadaye Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu Atmaiva ripuratmanaha Karmanyevadikaraste Ma paleshu kadachana Ma karma phalaheturvhu Ma te samgostva karmani Yat karoshi yadashnasi Yat juhosi dadasi yata Yat tapasyasi kaunteya Tad kurushva madarpanam Ananyas chintayanto mam Ye janat paryupasate Tesham nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam vahamyaham Sarvadharman parityajya Mamekam sharanam vraja Aham tva sarva papebhyaha Mokshayishami ma suchaha. So of the 5 verses, 2 of these verses come in chapter 9. It's written there, right? The first, Yat Karoshi Yadashnasi, is verse number 27. And chapter 9 is in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita, giving us, I think, the essence of Bhakti Yoga. And so there's a verse in chapter 9 talking about whatever we give Bhagwan, he will accept. Pushpam phalam toyam. So whatever we give, he will accept. And there's also this idea of you don't have to give anything extravagant, even just 1 flower, 1 leaf. And toyam is like literally a teaspoon of water. So even if that's all you have to give, you can give that. A teaspoon of water you will always have because, there's lakes and there's ponds and it rains. So you can get water. You don't even have to buy. And the idea is the thought to offer is what's important. So if you think even in relationships, like when somebody gives you something, or maybe somebody remembers, let's say in conversation you were talking and then you mentioned you like what they cooked and the next time they bring it. Or you mentioned that, there's one certain brand and you haven't been able to find that. Like here in Hong Kong, there's iced tea. There's this big war about which brand is better. Some of you know. So maybe I can't find in my supermarket the one I like. And then next time you walking past and you pick one up and then you see me and we'll feel so touched. What the idea is, you thought of it. And connection happens because there is this feeling of, if you thought of me, connection. I think of you, connection. And in fact, if I think of you and you're not thinking of me, we feel sad. Although the connection's still there because I'm thinking of you. And so here too, the idea is Bhakti Yoga. What's the essence of Bhakti Yoga? Connection to Bhagwan. And how do we do that? In terms of offerings. Thinking to offer. And sometimes, like you'll see in families where even till today, they buy a new car, they'll break coconut in it. Just thought of divinity. Put the Ganeshi every time before we start, think of him. Thought. And of course, food we used to. Houses where they will cook the whole feast. Even recently when I did satsang in somebody's house, I think she had cooked about, not exaggerating, 13 dishes. And she had these mini katoris and all 13 dishes were offered to Bhagwan first. And in fact, her friends who weren't as, I want to say cultured, but that might seem insulting, and wanted to start eating, and she was like, no, like we haven't offered the bhog yet. And it was so cute. Like sometimes in some houses, just 1-2 dishes are offered. But the idea, like everything has to be offered. I've stayed in one house where they were setting menu and they said, you will have this. And then they looked at me and said, dessert? I said, we don't have to have dessert. We have to have. And so I thought they had really sweet tooths because we have to offer it to Lala. In some houses, they call Krishna Lala, right? You have to give him sweet. How can you not give him sweet? We have to cook something sweet. And the idea is, menu is set, thinking what has to be offered. Not what I like, or not even rainbow diet. So what has to be offered? That's so sweet, right? Because connection happens when we remember and we take that other person into account in planning things. It's like when there's a family member that maybe is on a wheelchair, when we're planning a family dinner, we'll only choose those restaurants that have wheelchair access. We won't even consider going somewhere else because I love, and so that gets featured in my planning. Or families where somebody has an allergy, and then straight away, this restaurant we can't go because it doesn't cater. I remember once in Australia it did. Even here now. So many kids with so many allergies, right? And then sometimes it's not even an allergy, it's how gluten-free, dairy-free, this free, that free. So somebody's birthday, then still in primary school, kindergarten, you take something for the whole classroom so that that kid can celebrate their birthday. There was one kid and gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, something else free. And so literally so every kid whose birthday it was, they would take, everyone else would get, and then this kid would get apple. Because and one mom had Googled and researched and ordered online and got a same biscuit kind of pack for this kid as well. So everyone else got biscuit and this kid also got biscuit. And the mom came to school earlier the next day to make sure she could wait and received this mom with like, thank you so much that you thought of my kid. Like with almost tears in their eyes. And just in love, we'll take into account. And when we don't love, we just won't. Yeah. Apple is fine. Or they don't have to come, they can come next time. So interesting how we are, right? Like what's negotiable to us and what's non-negotiable to us will completely depend on love. So, chapter 9 is about bhakti. Bhakti is making connection to Bhagwan. And connection is when we think of. it features in our planning or in our actions or in our memory or in our... And so the idea is to offer. And when we do puja, like I was saying with this house where they offered the 13 dishes that she cooked, usually we give a bit. Okay? Or even in charity, like some organizations where it's mandatory, give 20% of your salary to the temple, to the mosque, to the church. We take a bit and we offer. But in love, actually, if you think about it, you just offer the whole thing. We won't take a bit out and give it. Now, not practical in puja to put the whole big pot there. So we take out a little bit. But mine's also not eating the physical food, so we understand the sentiment. But what I'm trying to say is we offer the whole thing. Even a loved one, when we, the dessert is so yummy, we put the whole plate. Taste. Sometimes the plate doesn't come back and we think, oh. And most of us are well enough to be able to order another one. I know this one dad, it's too much. I think it's too much. Who's to say it's too much? If the kid takes a bite of the dish in a restaurant and says, yeah, order a second one, then let him finish the first one. No, order a second one. When we love, we don't sit and calculate. We just don't. There's this story I had read. You all might have read it too, but now I think these WhatsApp forwards are more prominent. This was a email forward. Email. Who remembers emails? When email first came, right? Somebody forwards on emails. Long, long stories. Because in those days we used to read. This lady was at the airport and she had gotten her passport and this thing and that thing, and she went into like a 7-Eleven and she bought herself a packet of biscuits, whichever ones, whichever digestives, easy. And she thought, I didn't get a chance to have lunch. Who knows what the food like is going to be on the flight? I'll have my digestives, I'll be fine. So then, you're rushing to the bathroom, you get to your gate and then find a seat to plonk yourself and check your bag and your jacket and your handbag, recheck passport, all that is going on. And then she notices that there's one chair between her and then this youngish boy with these torn jeans, long hair, which doesn't look very well washed, is sitting there. And she's totally anti-types, mother working. So, and then in this empty chair, there's a packet of digestives. And he took one. And she thinks, how rude, this generation. They just help themselves. He didn't even ask. And feeling very insulted, offended that he just took my biscuit. He didn't. And then so she looks at him and he smiles. How to the audacity of these young people. First he eats my biscuit and now he's smiling. So she takes one. Like he's going to eat all my biscuits. Yeah. And then again she glares at him. He smiles. And he takes another one. And she gets angry. He took one was enough. Now she takes another one. So that becomes competition. Huh? She takes one, he takes one, she takes one, he takes one. Then when there's the last one there, by this time she's fuming. And like, what's he going to do now? This is the last one. He snaps it in her with a very sheepish face, like gives her a heart, and she thinks, she snaps it from him, takes her bag, takes it, and goes up, gets onto the flight, and opens her handbag, and her biscuits are there in her handbag. That whole time, she was eating his biscuits, giving him such daggers, but every time he smiled. Now does it matter? He didn't wash his hands. His jeans were torn. What does it matter? Here I am fuming, giving him daggers while eating his biscuits. And when it was the last one, he didn't have to. He didn't have to share the last one. He didn't have to share any of it. He could have stopped at any point. In love, we don't calculate. Even if it's a total stranger, love, we don't calculate. Somebody was telling me today also a story of in India. They went and, they said, these beggars, we shouldn't give money, right? Swamiji, yes, don't give money, give them food. So she said, that one time I took her to the shop and I said, okay, you tell me, I'll buy. She wanted milk for the kid. They do this often, the beggars in India, not only in India, many places. So she went to the shop to buy the milk. Then that lady said, okay, but buy some rice also, since you're buying me the milk for the kid. So then, and buy this ghee, and then buy this. She said the bill came to like 4,000 rupees. Like this lady totally just took her for a ride. But she gave. It's food. Somebody will eat it. Even if she resells it, somebody will eat it. So when we're giving, sometimes we do calculate, but we'll notice ourselves. The minute we've started calculating, it's not loving. When it's giving just out of love, we just give. So, of course, we can be practical. I'm not saying be impractical. So, chapter 9, Bhakti, connection. One way of connection is this giving, this offering. And so this verse that is chosen is Yat Karoshi Yadashnasi. Karoshi is actions, Ashnasi is eat. Now these two we used to, we've heard this so many times. In whatever way whatever action we are doing, offer that action. Okay? We've seen this as Krishna Arpanam. Guru Arpanam, Shiva Arpanam. Arpanam means this is for you. And so sometimes people don't understand quite how this works. How do I give my actions to Bhagwan? It's literally like how you dedicate a song. The song's not yours, but you have it played, dedicated to whoever. This action I dedicated to. Sometimes even when gift giving, people will give in charity and this donation is dedicated to. So whatever action I dedicate. Whatever I eat, before eating, first I offer. Now this is why I gave that example of that plate of food. That we offer a bit first. And so in most homes, there's an altar and physically the food is taken and put at the altar to offer it first. Many, many homes will still do this. Many, many homes have stopped doing this. So we can still offer in when before we pray, before we eat, we pray. And in that prayer, we offer. I can't explain to you all enough how much the benefits of this are. Today, if you look at our food, whether we are here in Hong Kong or in some other country, but definitely here in Hong Kong, most of it is from cold storage, which means it's got half the nutrients. Then there's some genetic engineering that has happened with the food. So then, again, nutrients are dodgy because it's been genetically engineered. And then somebody sold it to somebody, and somebody made somebody work to make either to plant it or not plant it or to carry it or to sell it or to, and then we don't know if they did it dodgy or legit. Because, they didn't pay the person properly or they abused some laborer or they used money that wasn't so clean and then, we don't know. It's passed through so many hands, right? Before my dal rice turns up on my dish, the rice has gone through so many hands, from the farmer to the this thing to the this thing to the, were they all dharmic people? I don't know. And then that's just the rice. What about the dal? And the dal needs the tarka and the this thing and the that thing. All those things also had to go through so many hands. Like suddenly now there's 500 hands that went into my dal rice. Was each one of them dharmic? I don't know. But I'm eating that. And then, is it nutritious? Chances are not, because the world has changed so drastically. And then, sometimes people will say, eat this and don't eat this, but eat it like this and eat it at this time of the day and eat it only with this thing. How many things to remember? And then you're looking at the food saying, should I eat you or shouldn't I eat you? I don't know. That food won't bless you. When we look at food so suspiciously, how can that food bless you? Then we close our eyes and you pray. Whatever impurities are there in the food, clean. Whatever adharma went on that I'm oblivious to, clean. And whatever lack of nutrition is there, filled. Because it's not only the physical food that is creating health in us. It's the state of our mind as we eat the food. Today, modern medicine has found very, very clearly that if while eating a certain food, we are highly emotional, we develop allergies towards those foods or intolerances towards those foods. That's not the only reason there is allergies. It can be purely physical also, but this is one of the ways that allergies occur. You would know it in a more simple example. If you've ever thrown up very violently, that food which you ate just before you threw up, you can't eat it again. Why? It's perfectly nice food. We have associated being sick with that food. In so many ways, what we're thinking while we're eating affects our overall health. And so, what should we think? Clear the head of all those thoughts. Bless the food. And now the food's good. I don't know if your grandmothers have ever done this, but if as kids, when we were eating, if one of us cried, stop eating. Everyone, stop eating. Nobody was allowed to put food in their mouth if one person's crying. We thought it was a bit drastic. He's crying. I'm fine. No. He would get appeased or she would get appeased. He has to laugh, then we can eat again. Because if you eat when you cry, that association with that food continues your whole life. Did you know that? It's not that just that day you were crying and your digestion isn't good. Your body will remember it from then onwards. Today now we're finding body has memory, cells have memory. Grandmothers already knew. And so before eating, offer. And so here, this one's such a good example of us seeing this. We think we're offering to Bhagwan for Bhagwan's benefit, but it's not. Who benefits from us offering this food to Bhagwan? The food becomes more nourishing to me, the food becomes more dharmic. The food then doesn't create any kind of ill association to any. Then in the old days, you weren't supposed to talk while eating. This was one of the reasons. You pray, your mind is now with Bhagwan, you eat, everything's good. Because then we start talking after praying, the mood of the mind then changes again. But I'm still eating. Now what to do is Kali, you all will not listen to me, but let's try, okay? We tried at the ladies' retreat, it failed miserably. I cannot believe how disobedient this ladies' retreat was. If ladies from the retreat are listening, good. Should listen, no? Yeah, thank you. I said no talking while eating. They did so much hand signals. It's as good as talking. Yes. And then giggled and laughed at each other and spat out all the food. What a waste of an activity. Why am I telling you all this? Because you all have to do homework. Sit quietly and not talk while eating. For 3 meals. Ladies' retreat, it was supposed to be 2 meals, they failed. Both meals you all failed, huh? Yeah, you know only one, yeah. That's okay. Good. You yourself will see. There's many benefits to it. One, the idea is you pray before eating, and then the entire meal becomes an offering. And then the frame of mind as you eat the food really, really will bless you. So when I say you have to sit silently and not talk during a meal, of course, don't ignore people, let them know that you're doing this. And also, don't sit there scrolling on because that's actually worse than talking. At least at night, at dinner, when a family is talking, it's still family time, it's still nice, it's still warm. It's a sense of togetherness, it's a sense of sharing. That Instagram reel, though, you just don't know what's going to come next. Some funny thing comes, and then suddenly something comes. So sitting quietly and eating includes Instagram talking and YouTube. Nobody should be talking. Yadashnasi. We offer our food. So we offer our actions. I was going to come back to that. We offer our food. Yad juhosi. Whatever we do as puja. So isn't puja offering already? I'm doing offerings in puja. And here it's saying, offer your offerings of puja. This is too much. No. Because when we're doing pujas, in between, I-ness and minus creep in. So, example, Navratri, and people are fasting, and then I am fasting, or only water, 9 days, only water, not eating anything. So then somebody else is fasting and they're eating food. You're eating. suddenly this squeaks in, this ego. Or this judgment comes in if I'm doing it better. Or let's say I'm the one eating fruits, and then I meet someone, and then you're not eating even the fruits, they're having only water, and then I think, my fasting is useless. So even the judgment of feeling inferior and the judgment of feeling superior, both are equally sense of me interfering with the upasana that I'm doing. Well, sometimes we're doing japa and then we're doing Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And then, usually the japa mala is supposed to be in a pouch. So you can't see the japa mala. Actually, it's supposed to be nobody else should see your japa mala. Even we shouldn't see it. And then you'll see these people pull it out of the pouch to see how much I got left. So as we're doing the japa, boredom kicks in and the mind starts to wander. And so offer your puja to Bhagwan is to purify. Just like how the same, when we offered food, then the food gets purified. So now I did puja, but my mind wandered, or I did puja and some kind of ego crept in. My prasad is healthier, all these other people giving unhealthy prasad. Some thought comes in to then pollute the sentiment to that. And so at the end of doing puja, also, whatever I've done for puja, whatever I've done for my japa, I offer that as well. In fact, that's why we say Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So we'll do satsang or we'll do puja, we do arti, and we start Om Hari Om, and then we do the whole chant. And then we end with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Meaning whatever I've just chanted, I now offer it to Guru. This whole satsang I did for 1 hour, I offer it to Guru. Yeah. Because it can be to Bhagwan, can be Krishna Arpanam. But Shri Gurubhyo Namaha is like safer with my Guru. My efforts, good or bad, safer with my Guru. Also to remember that Guru only taught me how to do it all. So if I have to offer it to Guru, I better make sure I did a good job. So, Yaj Juhosi, whatever sacrifices would have been yagna ceremonies, but today we don't do yagnas as much. We do pujas japa. The dasiyat, whatever I give in charity, offer it to Bhagwan. In our culture, there was this tradition of whenever you do some good action, like you go to the temple, then after going to the temple, you give in charity. And whenever you get child married, after getting child married, that's your duty, right? You fulfilled it's a very big duty for a parent. So fulfilled, such a big thing I've done, shabash, accomplished, give in charity. Or anything, I go on pilgrimage. Wow. Sometimes it takes so much effort to go on that pilgrimage. Not just the physical effort of like climbing to Mount Kailash, which that also there is physical effort. Sometimes just getting there. There was this happening and there was that happening and there was financial problems and then there was economic problems and then there was this happening, but still I reached. And so having reached this wonderful, auspicious place, which is my yatra, my pilgrimage, give in charity. That's become a little abused now, and you'll see, so outside every temple in India now, the beggars are waiting, because you're supposed to give in charity. All these Tirtha Yatra places also, people are waiting too. It's become a bit abused, but the idea was Here it's saying, whatever you give to Bhagwan. Whenever we do something auspicious, then this giving after whatever we do that is auspicious is to keep the momentum that I continue to do such good things. But it's also, whenever I've accomplished something, that feeling of full, like, not in a bad way, not even in an ego way, just like, my heart is now full. I was, for so many years, I had been waiting to see this child happily married or to see grandchild's face. So for so many years, I have been waiting to visit this place. So in fullness, gratitude is always to give. Always in fullness, there is gratitude, and always in gratitude, we want to share. And so the idea is, it's just don't let whatever good thing we've accomplished be full stop. Continue doing. Is the idea of whatever you give. So it's in giving also, remember, because you have given me, I can give. And so this giving, I dedicate to you. And it doesn't have to be only financial giving. Like sometimes, let's say your friend is upset, and then you happened accidentally to say just the right thing. And they're so grateful to hear that. Even that giving of encouragement, of sympathy, of maybe message from the scriptures. I could only give it because I got it. And so whatever it is I have given, I remember Bhagavan. Because you gave me, I am able to. So intellectually, emotionally also, sometimes we have to emotionally be there for our family members or our loved ones, and we ourselves feel so drained how to be there for them. Then strength comes. So whatever it is that I am giving, this too, gratitude and remembrance of Bhagwan, you have given me, so I can give. Yat tapasyasi kaunteya. Then offer your tapas. Now this might sound very similar to the juhosi, offer your puja. But actually we do lots of tapas, which is not puja. When I first came to Hong Kong and I saw what lengths people go through to diet, it's crazy tapas. Really so much tapas. They're starving. Even now during Navratri, one of these kids told me, Swamini ji, I'm doing fasting for Navratri. Like, you should be proud of them. I said, you want to lose weight? That also. But it's Navratri. I'm like, The tapas is not for Bhagwan. Or sometimes these kids are working in these multinational firms. They've come home at 3 in the morning, then they're up again at 6 in the morning and gone back to work. Oh, wow. Yeah. Or even sometimes I hear people's travel plans. Wake up catch the flight, get to the place, work the full day, then come back on the midnight flight, get home 2 o'clock, next day they go to night. Oh, tapas. What's tapas? You are enduring such incredible hardships. Even if it's business class, still there's air pressure and food disturbances and sleep disturbances. And they do it back to back to back to back to back to back. So many families also, because of situations, sometimes the dad has to go Monday to Friday somewhere. China, Manila, Singapore, somewhere. And they come back. It's tapas, huh? What you doing it for? Bachas usually. Usually. Sometimes for myself. Sometimes just money. Tapas is not always done for money. Even this looking good, sometimes I'll see them wear these things which are so uncomfortable. Now both genders, no, not just only one gender. The whole day, whether it be high heels or some pokey, heavy earrings or something. Tapas. Why? To look good. What's this verse saying? If you're going to do tapas, at least get something that's going to last. Like I see these people diet. Then the minute they eat, it's gone, right? It's not going to last. What you get as a result of that tapas doesn't last. If you do tapas for Bhagwan, what you get lasts. You can think what you are doing tapas for. What is tapas? Enduring difficulties. Let your tapas be a dedication to Bhagwan. Tat karushva madarpanam. So all these things, your tapas, your giving in charity, tadasi, your puja, japa, your eating. Eating here, I had spoken about food eating, but actually eating is with all five senses, which Gurudev says we eat with our eyes, our ears. And so whatever we're consuming, let it be offered. And whatever we do, let that be an offering as well. And there's so many stories about Puja Gurudev. So Gurudev lived in a time where snail mail was the most efficient way of communication. They were good times, huh? Yeah, when I first joined ashram, it was early 90s. So I used to also do snail mail. I wrote letters to Guruji and Puja Swamiji, Supriyananda. So I have their replies. So nice to actually open that letter, see their handwriting. So Gurudev wrote, and I'm not exaggerating, something like 200 letters a day. Now we send 200 WhatsApp so easily, but in those days, sometimes Guruji will still send WhatsApp via somebody else's phone. When Guruji sends you a WhatsApp, this is how it will be. Dear Supriyananda, received your message, and then he'll write the date. On which date? Noted its contents. Looking forward to seeing you. Love, Panchamrit. This is not how WhatsApps usually read. But Guruji doesn't WhatsApp. So his WhatsApp reads like traditionally what mails used to write. You didn't just say what you wanted to say. Today, if I have to WhatsApp you, and I'm very bad, but that's how WhatsApps are meant to be. Half the time it won't even be hello. It will be like, see you Tuesday. That's how WhatsApps work, right? Gurudev used to write all these letters and it would be dear, the name. But usually more often than not, Gurudev didn't write the name. He used to write blessed self. And hope this letter finds you in good health. And I am here in whichever city he was in, where I have received your letter, which had toured from this country to this country to this country and has now safely reached thee in my hands. Such long. And then, Puja Gurudev, when he started, this philosophy was so new to everybody. And so many people asked him philosophical questions and he'd write a 2-page reply to their one question. So mainly it was A4 paper folded, sent. Every now and then he'd run out of stationery because he would write so many every day and whoever was hosting him assumed this much will be enough and they put the envelopes there and the paper there. So sometimes what he would do is he would make the envelope out of the paper that was there. And once there was a card in the letter and he wrote a reply on the card itself and then he wants to send that card back and now the envelope doesn't fit the card. So he'll make the envelope. You should see how he makes this envelope. With what precision he will fold. And he'll use his finger and he will press down the edges. Use just the right amount of, because he'll make it that same shape like how an envelope is. He's writing 200 letters, but he will still stop to do this with such precision and care. Yat karoshi, madarpanam. Whatever you do, today it would be that proverb, do it well. That's that whatever you do it well is from this verse. How am I making it an offering? Because when I give it to you, or when I'm saying it to you, divinity is in you as well. And that's why he used to start his letters with blessed self. Who's he writing to? Bhagwan. Imagine, he wrote 200 letters a day and every letter, what did he think? I'm answering Bhagwan. And that's why those letters were so beautiful. With so much thought and so much care, his literary English that was poetic. And if you've seen his writing, it's also very grand. Everything about Gurudev was very big. Now, we don't have to be grand. We be true to our personality. And the idea is, whatever you do it well. Then, even if I'm not thinking about him, but doing it well so that the next person receives it is offering on me. I had gone shoe shopping last trip in Australia, winter shoes. So I think the pair I wanted was last in stock or something. It was lying at the back in the storeroom. So the display one was a different color. The one I wanted was a different color. So she pulled it out from the storeroom and I said, no, that's not the color I want. She said, they just dusty. It's the color you want. And she said, I'll show you how to shine it. So she took out that cloth and she shined it, and wow, they looked amazing after she shined it. So I said, okay, great, I got it. She said, no, I have to do the second one. And she took her a whole 5 minutes, huh? She polished inside, around, and then packed it, and then gave it to me. The whole time I was watching her, and I said, nobody really does this anymore. Firstly, we order from Taobao. But even you go into a shop, nobody sits and does this anymore. And she said, I'm still old school. If you're going to do something, do it. You'll remember. I remember. And even as she was doing it, I remembered this verse. Karma yoga is whatever you're doing, do it well. Well, as per your capacity. Somebody else can do it differently, but this much, my best. Yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhosi, tadasi yad. Yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kurushva madharmana. It's the third of the 5 Gita verses that we are memorizing. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha-bhavave, asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma-mritangamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Hari Om Shri Guru Hari Om